Hi, I'm Steve Richardson. Are you a public employee here in New Jersey? Have you been charged with a minor offense called a disorderly persons offense or a petty disorderly persons offense, what other states would call a misdemeanor? If so, you should know that you could lose your job if you were plead guilty or are found guilty of that charge. And there are two different ways that can happen. The first is if you're charged with a crime that affects your credibility or your honesty. If you're charged with theft by deception, shoplifting, bouncing a check, that sort of thing, where it affects your honesty. In that instance, yes, you can lose your job over it. But at some future time, you could apply for and get another job with public employment. The more serious situation is where that offense touches upon what you do for a living, touches upon your public employment. Let's say you're a teacher and you lose your patience with one of your students and you strike them. That's simple assault, a disorderly persons offense here in New Jersey. If you plead guilty or are found guilty of that, that's an offense that touches upon your employment. You will not only lose that job, but you will be barred from any public employment in the future. So you have to be careful with that. Even in situations where you're not at work and you do something that may still be determined to be touching upon your employment. It depends upon how strong the connection is between the activity that led to the offense and your job in public employment. So even if you're not at work and you do something that can be determined to be connected to your public employment, you could still lose your job. So that's something that really has to be looked at carefully. So if you are charged with something like that, you need to let your lawyer know, because sometimes steps can be taken to waive that forfeiture, and you would be able to plead guilty to that charge or a lesser charge and avoid the loss of your job. So, if you live here in southern New Jersey and you've been charged with a disorderly persons offense or a petty disorderly persons offense, and you are a public employee, please feel free to give my office a call. I'll be happy to sit down, look at your situation, and what can be done to avoid you losing your job as a result of that charge.